All right, let's show user Scott. Set line and pages. Set wrap off. Let's clear screen. All right. So let's describe EMP. And let's play around with the salary column for a second. Today we're going to learn how to do another function called round. We're going to round a number. So let's do select sal from EMP. The salaries are whole numbers. Let's say select sal divided by 3 from EMP. Now as you can see, these numbers have repeating digits. Some of them are whole numbers, some of them are not. Now what if I wanted to round this to 2 digits? Well, to do that, we used a round function. So select round, and I'm going to put it in caps even though that doesn't matter. Parentheses, what are we rounding? Sal divided by 3. Because that is what got us all these digits. Sal divided by 3. Salary by itself is a whole number, so it's not a good example to use for rounding. So select round sal divided by 3. Whenever you use the round function, you have to hit a comma after the column. So even though this is sal divided by 3, it's still the column, even though we're dividing it by 3. And then we want to say how many decimals we want to round it to. So if I put the number 2 here, close parentheses, and then do from EMP, what this is, if me hit enter first, what this is saying is do sal divided by 3, just like we did up here. Sal divided by 3, and we want to round it to 2 digits. So look, 266.67. Alright, so sal divided by 3 without rounding gave a whole bunch of repeating numbers. So look at this one, 416.66667 becomes 416.67. Let's say I want to round it to 3 decimal places. Very simple. Select round, parentheses, sal divided by 3, comma, space, and let's do 3 decimal places from EMP. Now it's 3 decimal places. Alright, and let's do 4 decimal places. Select round, sal, salary divided by 3, comma, space, 4, close parentheses, from EMP. At this point it looks self-explanatory, right? So you're going to take a column, you're going to do whatever you want to do to that column, add, subtract, divide, and then the round function is going to round it to the amount of digits placed after the column. So round whatever is in here. So what is in here? Let's analyze what's between these parentheses. We have sal divided by 3, and we're going to round to the 4th decimal. Now what if we wanted to round to a whole number? Let's see what would happen if we do select round sal divided by 3, comma, space, 0 from EMP. There's the whole number. Alright, so we're still dividing it by 3, but we're rounding it to a whole number. So 267 at first was 266.6. Since 6 is greater than 5, and like I said earlier, this is not a math class, but I promise you 6 is greater than 5, and it rounds up by jumping the 6 up to a 7. 533. This was 53, and that's not a good example. Let's do 416.667. That becomes 417. All right. So of course now we can see we can do an alias right here. So let's say somebody asks you, hey, give me everybody's name, their salary, and a third of their salary. E-name, sal, comma, space, sal divided by 3 from EMP, right? So you're going to have their name, their salary, and a third of their salary. For whatever reason, this is what you want to see. Let me see a third of what everybody makes. So Smith makes 800, and a third of what he or she makes is 266 at 6666 repeating. Now, before we change before we do the alias, let's do rounding. Let's say somebody wants to see these round to the 2 decimal places. So we're going to do the same syntax. Select ename, comma, sal, comma, round, sal, divided by 3, comma, space, 2 decimal places, close the parentheses, from EMP. Select ename, salary, and then salary divided by 3 with this stipulation. We're going to round salary divided by 3 and only show 2 decimal places. Round to the nearest second decimal place, I guess tenth to hundredths. from EMP. Smith, 800. When you divide it by 3, round to the nearest second decimal place, this is what it looks like, as opposed to this. All right. Now let's complete this by doing an alias. So show me everybody's name, their salary divided by 3. So it's going to be round sal divided by 3, comma, space to the, let's say to one decimal place. We'll do number 1. And we'll just say as, and we will say third, we'll say a third of pay. 1/3 pay from EMP. So the column heading is a third of your pay. Just for fun, I couldn't think of anything else. So third of your pay. E-name, salary, and a third of your salary from EMP. So if you multiply this by 3, you should get that. So this is the round function. The round function syntax is the word round, parentheses, the column in question, any mathematics you would like to do to it, comma, 1 decimal. All right. What if I put a negative number here instead of a positive number? Let's do select round sal divided by 3, comma, space, -1 from EMP. See what happened? Notice everything has a 0 at the end. 266 goes to 270, but 533 goes to 530. So we're rounding not only to the right of the decimal, but to the left of the decimal. Let's play around and make this a -2 for a second. Again, this is not a math class. Sal divided by 3, comma, space, -2 from EMP. Uh-oh. So now we're rounding to the hundredths column. It was 533 when we just divided it by 3 and rounded to the right of the decimal points. It was 533.3. Then we rounded it to the left of the decimal and it became 530. Then we rounded it 2 digits to the left and it became 500. So the only point of this is to show you can customize based on a positive number or a negative number how many spaces from the decimal you would like to round. If you want to round on the right hand side of the decimal, you're going to have a positive number here. If you have a number 1 here, like we did here, we're going to round to the right of this decimal, to the right of the decimal point by 1 digit. If you have a -1, we are going to round to the left of the decimal point by 1 digit. All right, so let's clear the screen. So that's rounding. So let's say select sal, comma, sal times 2, sal divided by 8, sal divided by 3 from EMP. 5 columns. Double the salary, an eighth of the salary, a third of the salary. So here's salary. Sal times 2, eighth, third. All right. This is whole numbers. These are whole numbers. Here we have some decimals. Let's say I want to leave these 2 columns alone, but I want everything to be whole numbers. What that means is, if I hit the up arrow, when we do the round function, this is going to say 0. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's clear the screen. So it's going to be select sal, comma, sal times 2, comma. Instead of saying sal divided by 8, I'm going to do round sal divided by 8, comma, space, 0. All right. And then we also want to do a third of the salary rounded to the nearest whole number. So that's going to be round, parentheses, sal divided by 3, comma, space, 0 from EMP. I hope this is easy to understand. Anytime you have the round function, you have to have 2 things inside the parentheses. The column, whether the column is by itself or the column is doing some kind of math. We're doing math to the column, like dividing it by 8. All right, that's the first thing inside the round function. Then the second thing is the comma and however you would like to round it. 0, as you can see, rounds it to the nearest, it rounds it to a whole number, no decimal. All right, so the syntax is round column name, let's just say column dash name, comma, and then a numerical value, 1, 2, 3, the numerical value of how rounding. I'll just say the number. That's the format. Round the column name you'd like to round, and remember, you can just say sal for column name, or you can do some math to the column. Sal divided by 7, sal divided by 3. All right. So let's just take it home and do one more. Select sal from EMP. All right. Let's divide everybody's salary by the number 6. Select sal divided by 6 from EMP. No rounding whatsoever. Just sal divided by 6 from EMP. This is a sixth of everybody's salary. Just to bring this thing home, round everybody's salary to 2 decimal places after dividing it by 6. So instead of select sal divided by 6 from EMP, we're just going to put the round function in before that in the syntax. All right. So select round, I'll make it all caps, sal divided by 6, comma, space, and we said 2 decimal places from EMP. There you have it. Instead of 266.666666 repeating, it becomes 266.67. And you know how to do an alias, so we can clean that up if we would like to too, but we're not going to go over that. All right, so that's round. That is the round function. So now we can combine round with the dual table if we really wanted to. So let's say we have select 100 divided by 3 from dual. Remember, dual is a table. It's like a dummy table. It's like a scratch pad almost. What if I wanted to round this? I can just say select round 100 divided by 3, comma, let's say 2 digits. Round to 2 digits from dual. 33.33. So this long string of digits becomes 33.33. Let's say I do select round 100 divided by 3 to only 1 decimal place from dual. That's interesting. I did not mean to do that. Let's clear the screen. Select round 100 divided by 3, 1 decimal from dual. Now it's only 1 decimal. What if I wanted to say to a whole number? I'm going to hit the up arrow on the keyboard, change it to a 0 to a whole number. Now what would happen if I do 100 divided by 3 and round to 1 decimal to the left as opposed to the right? Let's see what happens. I'm sorry, -1. I didn't mean to put 1. -1. It becomes 30. We're chopping off that 3 because we are now rounding, instead of to the right, we are now rounding to the left when you put a negative value here. So what would happen if we put the -2? What would happen? It becomes 0. So I'm only showing, this is 2 reasons to show this. One, dual, like I said, is a scratch pad. It's just a generic table where you can get 1 result returned, whatever you type in there. And the round function, it can be used not only on columns in a table, but it could be used when you're doing basic arithmetic. All right. So select 200 divided by 3 from dual. 66.66 repeating. If I want to round that to the nearest whole number, I could do select round 200 divided by 3, and we'll round to whole number, meaning 0, from dual. Now it becomes 67. So that's round in a nutshell.